First step, double check all the parts came with your kit. The second step will be installing the pump that came in the display tank. Check to make sure you have all the adapters. This way, if you ever change hose types, you have everything you need. This adapter will work with the hose that was provided, so go ahead and set up the adapter. Next, get your hose ready and add the metal fastener. Screw that down with the flathead screwdriver, making sure the fastener is over the adapter. Then we will install the drain hose onto the small nozzle of our Y adapter. This is what allows you to do quick and easy water changes with no sweat. It's very important with every step that you take with any of the hose or fasteners that you make sure everything is super tight, all the threads are over all the hoses, and all the fasteners are tight down. Alright, now we're going to install the pump into the right side of your sump. This is where the end of the water chain will go when it returns all your filtered water back into the display tank. Make sure you get the electrical cord out of the hole first. That way you can get the hose out much easier. Depending on the way that you want to do your electrical, you may have plenty of space for what you want to do inside of the cabinet, but if you want to put any cables out, this hole will allow you to do so. Now we are going to fit the Y adapter into the backmost opening, screw on the threaded ring onto the opening. And now we're going to go ahead and take the hose for your pump, and we're going to put it on the larger nozzle, making sure that we have the fastener already on the hose ready to go. Do make sure that you get the hose on as tight as possible. One method you can use is to get both the drain hose and the pump hose on the Y adapter first, and then running the hose through the sump onto the pump afterwards. That's definitely another method to make this easy. This step here is probably the most challenging. The easiest way to deal with this is to remove the black fitting from the hose part on this adapter. So go ahead and remove the elbow from after the valve cutoff. And then take the black adapter and twist it into the first hose opening. Then take the hose part and push that as far up as you can on the black fitting. It has to go all the way to the top. This is very important. Now that the hose is all the way up on the black fitting, what we're going to do is just go ahead and reattach this fitting onto the valve. Now that that's all nice and tight, make sure you go over all your hose fittings. Make sure at this step you close off the valve just in case you get farther down the line and decide to add any water. So this is what everything looks like. You've got your Y fitting, you've got your hose fitting that goes to the beginning of the sump. Just make sure everything looks right. Make sure all the hoses are very tight and all the fasteners are all the way fastened. Make sure you get that flathead screwdriver and go over everything once more. Okay, now we're going to be adding the outtake PVC pipe. This is going to be what takes the water from the pump back into the top of the display tank. This will go into the back half of your... It's easier to do this with the sliding glass panels out, so if you've put them in already, go ahead and take those out, and then we will go ahead and tighten down the water outtake. Go ahead and drop the silencer into this PVC pipe here. This is where the water is going to drain into your sump. This will help make sure that everything goes down nice and quietly so you don't get as much of that gurgling water noises. Okay, now we're going to install these sliding glass panels. There'll be a middle panel and there'll be two top panels. These will fit only one way, so make sure you got the slightly shorter panel on the bottom row and the wider panels on the top row. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and slide the panels kind of inward. This will expose the side hinge sections. And then we're going to go ahead and take the top panel and we're going to go ahead and line those up on the black spot here. Make sure everything is lined up properly. Now we're going to take the fittings and we're going to put them into the opening underneath the dampeners. This will lock the hood in place. You'll use these to line up your hood, so if you feel like it's not in the spot that you want it to be, I like it at the front, then go ahead and adjust both those and then lock it back down. Now is the exciting part. We're going to go ahead and add the lights. This step is simple. There's two pre-installed rings for these to lock into. You'll go ahead and pop these in and then route the wiring to the back outside of the tank. And that's it.